What if I told you that your cells have ears? Not figuratively, not poetically, but literally. What if I revealed to you that within every molecule of your body vibrates a memory, a sacred response to the language you emit, even in silence? Most people believe the body is a biological machine that responds only to chemical influences. But what they never tell you, because the modern world fears the power within us, is that chemistry responds to vibrations. And this vibration, when spoken consciously, with intention, and with an appropriate verb, has the power to reprogram your blood, your organs, and even the information in your DNA. This is not a new secret. It is ancient wisdom that the ancient mystery schools knew, preserved, and passed on from the beginning. The Egyptians practiced it in their inner temples. The Hebrews codified it in sacred names. The Vedians manifested it through mantras, and you too can activate it. In this video, we're not talking about prayers as simple supplications. We're talking about the verb as encoded energy, the word as a biological command, the verbalized thought as an electrical circuit stored in your bone marrow, altering the chemistry that keeps you alive. You'll discover how the words you speak daily shape your health, your emotions, and your destiny. You'll see that empty affirmations don't work if you don't understand the vibrational principle behind them. And, above all, you'll learn a conscious, practical, and powerful way to pray. Don't ask, create. This journey is for you if you've ever felt your emotions imprinted on your body. If you've felt that one word can heal and another can destroy. If you know deep down that your body is not separate from your soul, and that your language is not neutral, but a key that can open or close the gates to well-being, prepare yourself, because we'll show you how to speak to your body like you speak to a temple. Because yes, your cells obey, but only the word that truly resounds. To understand why prayers can shape our blood and transform our bodies, we must travel back in time, to the end of great civilizations, when words were neither entertainment nor discourse nor manipulation. They were magic. They were spiritual science. It was a sacred technology. In ancient Egypt, temple priests spoke of the Heka, a living force activated by articulated sound. Heka was not simply a spell. It was the conscious act of pronouncing words that resonated precisely with the cosmic order. Every sound, every name was a vibration that affected the subtle and dense matter. The words spoken during the ceremonies had no decorative purpose. They were energetic instructions like programming a crystal, but the crystal was the human body. In Hebrew tradition, the Shem Mephrash, the unpronounceable name of God, was not spoken lightly. This name, it was said, contained the vibrational architecture of the universe, and by invoking it with knowledge and purity, one could change not only external reality but also one's own body and one's destiny. It wasn't superstition. It was reverence at a frequency too powerful to be used unconsciously. In Vedic Hinduism, mantras are not recited as empty chants, but as sound codes that resonate directly with the chakras and nadis, the body's subtle energy channels. When you chant Om, you're not just speaking a word. You're reproducing the primal pulse of the universe, creating a resonance that aligns cells with their original divine plan. And what about indigenous peoples? In many shamanic cultures, naming something means breathing life into it, invoking its spirit. A shaman doesn't simply pray. They chant the soul of language, channeling invisible energies in a specific direction. There, the word is not a request. It is a creative act, a channel through which intention flows toward manifestation. Even in mystical Christianity, the Gospel of John does not begin with Adam or the material creation. It begins with an esoteric key. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. This line should not be understood as a religious allegory, but as a profound metaphysical statement. Vibration precedes form. The Word is the energetic seed of all creation. All this leads us to a truth that has remained hidden for centuries. Your body, your organs, your blood respond to sound. And even more, it's about the intention behind the sound. When you pray out of fear, your cells replicate. When you pray with power, presence, and understanding, your body reconfigures itself. Prayer is not just a spiritual tool. It is a highly precise physiological tool. And in a world full of empty words, rediscovering the power of the sacred word is perhaps one of the most revolutionary acts of our time. Imagine for a moment that your body is a living temple, not metaphorically but functionally, a sacred place full of symbols, resonant structures, and vibrations, waiting for instructions. Imagine that the language you use every day, whether aloud or in your mind, is the tool you use to program this temple. You're not just decorating or describing it. You're encoding it, redefining it, rebuilding it. Your cells, those tiny structures that make up every part of your being, are not just mechanical parts. They are living, pulsating intelligences sensitive to energy. Each cell has receptors that respond not only to chemical but also to electromagnetic signals. And this is where the power of the verb comes into play. The word, spoken with intention and vibrant clarity, creates a wave. This wave is more than just moving air. It's organized energy. It's sound geometry. And every word you utter is assigned a specific frequency that influences your energy field and thus your physical body. Why can prayer shape blood? Because while blood carries life, it also carries information. Every feeling you experience, every thought you repeat, every word you utter, creates a biochemical code that travels through your bloodstream. Have you ever felt your body change when someone says something painful or loving to you? This is immediate vibrational programming. When you pray from deep awareness, you're not just speaking. You're creating a coherent command. It's as if you're sending a command through the software of your soul to the hardware, your body, to begin aligning. Affirmations, mantras, psalms, invocations, all these forms of prayer can function as commands, but only if they are spoken from the core of their intention, not through automatic repetition. A simple example: the phrase "I am health" has no power when spoken mechanically. But when you say it with your full voice, in alignment with your intention, with activated breathing, and a vivid inner image of well-being, this phrase becomes an energetic password that your cells begin to interpret. The I am is not just a statement. It is a vibrational formula, a gateway to what you define as reality. Modern experiments with sound and matter, for example in cymatics, show how certain frequencies can arrange sand or water particles into perfect geometric patterns. Think about it. If a word can create sound geometry in inanimate matter, what can it do in your blood, which is over 90% water? True prayer, which springs from the very core of your being, doesn't ask. It commands. It doesn't imply. It activates. It is an act of biological reprogramming that requires not religious belief, but vibrational presence. And the secret lies in understanding that your cells don't understand the language of reason. They understand the language of coherence. Speaking to your body as if it were your enemy, as if it were broken or sick, is to repeat a vibrational order of destruction. Conversely, praying to your body as if it were a living altar begins to rewrite the symphony of your existence, cell by cell. To understand how prayer can change biology, one must delve deeper into the subtle alchemy of the verb. It is not enough to understand the word as a sound. One must grasp it as a creative force. In the oldest esoteric traditions, we are taught that the universe was created by the Logos, the primordial word. And if we are created in the image of this creative source, then we also carry within us its ability to create with words. Here we are not talking about a spiritual metaphor, but about a real energetic dynamic. Words shape consciousness, and consciousness directs energy. Energy simultaneously organizes matter. This formula is forgotten by those who believe prayer is merely a devotional exercise. Prayer is programming. When a word is spoken with divided attention, without clear intention, or from a state of inner conflict, for example, "I am abundant" while feeling inner lack, an energetic short circuit occurs. The electromagnetic field, which should be expanding, fragments, and the cells sensitive to this incoherence react with confusion rather than transformation. Therefore, sacred prayer, which reprograms the body, is not about quantity, but about vibrational quality. A single, heartfelt decision can have more power than 1,000 soulless, repeated affirmations. Another often overlooked aspect is the breathing rhythm that accompanies prayer. Breathing is the channel of speech. If you breathe shallowly, your words will sound weak. However, if you activate your breathing from the diaphragm, expanding your solar plexus, you channel life energy into every word. It's as if you're turning on a high-powered microphone, allowing the message to reach your body's control center directly, the neural network that communicates emotions, organs, and perception. The endocrine glands, for example, are very sensitive to this vibrational signal. The thymus gland, pituitary gland, and pineal gland all respond to specific frequencies. And what is a word charged with intention but a frequency? When you use the sacred verb, these glands begin secreting substances that align with your emotion. This isn't spiritualism. It's mystical neurochemistry. And there's more. Some Hermetic texts mention that the human soul manifests itself not only in the mind or heart, but also in the conscious blood. Not only oxygen and nutrients flow through its veins. These are emotional memories, vibrational lines, and ancestral patterns. Therefore, deep prayer not only works in the present, but can also clear old codes, transmute unresolved traumas, and release stagnant energy in the DNA. When you command with the sacred word, something within you remembers. Not from the rational mind, but from the primordial cell that heard this vibration in ancient times, when people could still speak to the mountains, the stars, and their own blood. So when you say, I am, do so with the reverence of someone opening an ancient seal. When you proclaim health, do so like an alchemist transmuting emotional lead into biological gold. Because your words don't vanish into thin air. They remain in your bone marrow, imprint themselves on your energy field, and unfold in your organs. What you declare with coherence and truth becomes physical reality. This is the alchemy of the word. And yes, your cells are listening and obeying. Knowing that your words have power is just the beginning. True mastery begins when you put this knowledge into practice daily. You don't need complicated rituals or esoteric formulas to get started. You just need presence, intention, and vibrational coherence. 1. Speak as if your body hears every word. That's the first principle, because it's actually true. When you say, I'm tired, I'm scared to death, this is killing me, your nervous system takes what you say literally. The body doesn't differentiate between a joke, a metaphor, or a repeated complaint. Every emotionally charged word becomes a biological instruction. So transform your inner dialogue. Don't speak like an enemy. Be the priest who blesses your temple. 2. Affirm from the heart, not the mind. It's not enough to repeat positive phrases like a spiritual laurel wreath. If you feel empty or distrustful inside, this dissonance will neutralize the effect. Close your eyes before affirming. Breathe. Feel. Align your emotions with the word. Say it from the bottom of my heart. My body heals itself. I am a channel of pure energy. Every cell vibrates in harmony. And repeat not out of persistence, but out of certainty. 3. Create your own sacred verb. The most powerful prayers don't come from an old book, but from your heart. Ask yourself, what does my body need today? What sound code does my heart need to deprogram fear or fatigue? Perhaps the right phrase would be, I am at peace with my bloodline, or my blood carries light. These words, coming from your own inner channel, have an incomparable transformative effect. 4. Support your words with conscious breathing. Remember, breathing is the vehicle of the word. Don't pray or affirm in a state of haste or fear. Breathe in deeply through your nose. Let the energy sink into your chest. And as you exhale, let your words rise like a silent chant. This gives the cell the time and vibration to receive the command. 5. Be patient and consistent. Reprogramming the cell doesn't always happen immediately because you're not just changing a body, but an entire history. Your organs store the memories of decades, even generations. Therefore, pray daily with devotion, not as someone expecting quick results, but as someone sowing an invisible seed with faith and gratitude. 6. Don't deny the pain. Transform it. If you feel sick or weak, don't curse your body. See it as a messenger. Thank him for pointing out the disharmony. Then address him as someone who comforts and makes amends. I understand you. I am with you. I free you from the burden that is not yours. This prayer not only heals, it redeems. Remember, your body is not your prison, but your altar. And your words are incense or poison, depending on how you use them. Learn to speak with reverence, and your body will respond with miracles. Every word we speak, consciously or unconsciously, is a creative spark. We sometimes forget that language originated not as a medium of information, but as an act of creation. In the beginning was not the thought, but the word. And this word continues to resonate within you, shaping your biology, your energy, and your destiny. Your body is not a simple biochemical mechanism that responds only to food or medication. It is a vibrational organism, sensitive to sounds, symbols, emotions, and, above all, to the intentionally charged word. When you speak, every cell listens. When you pray from the depths of your heart, the water in your blood changes its structure. When you speak from the depths of your heart, your DNA rearranges itself, as if remembering its original structure. In this video, we explore how this verbal energy is not just spiritual poetry, but sacred science. We've seen how ancient traditions, from Hebrew mysticism to Egyptian Hermeticism, from Tantra to esoteric Christianity, understood the sacred word as a tool of transmutation, not an empty prayer, but a sonic alchemy that can activate the inner codes of body and soul. You've also learned how to apply this knowledge in everyday life. It's not about becoming an expert on old mantras or repeating empty phrases. It's about finding your inner voice, refining your words, and transforming every prayer into a command for healing, an act of vibrant love. Your body doesn't wait for formulas. He's waiting for the truth. He's waiting for coherence. He's waiting for a new vibration that will free him from the echo of pent-up pain. Now, I invite you to look at your words differently. Stop saying, "I'm not well. I'm weak. I'm lost." Let's just say, "I'm just remembering my power. My body is wise. I'm returning to myself." For every word is a seed you plant in your biological temple. If this knowledge has resonated with you, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, like it, and share this video with anyone who needs a reminder of the power of their own voice. Together, we can anchor this truth in more souls. And when you've finished watching this video, be still for a moment. Listen to how your body continues to speak to you from within. Ask yourself a question and observe your answer. This inner dialogue, conducted with mindfulness and devotion, is the most powerful prayer you can practice. Your cells are listening, your blood vibrates with your word, and the word still creates.